Greetings, students of the 2020 Spring BUSN 1360 Section 1H1 Flex 2 class. And today I want to tell you, now that you have your first case grades where you have some detailed feedback, how to view that feedback. Now this is on assignments that you submitted into PAWS under what's called assignment in PAWS, and it used to be called Dropbox. So I'll call it the assignment Dropbox. And it's very important so that you can understand why points were deducted, that you know how to go in and get that information. So I thought we'd do that today. So I'm in PAWS, and just like usual, I'm going to go to our class. And I want to give you really a caution right from the beginning. As I look across the top, these red dots are designed to get our attention. For example, I see a red dot, and so I know that I have an email in PAWS. So that's really good. And then sometimes I see these red dots, and it's on this bell, meaning I have a notification, and I can click on that. And a lot of students make the really big mistake of looking at that. And they say, what? I got a 90%. Well, why did I get a 90%? I'm going to email that instructor and I'm going to give her the what for, because I didn't get the perfect score and I know I did everything right. Right? So I don't want you to feel that. I don't want you to go through that frustration. And that's what this leads to. So this is really horrible, a horrible way, quite frankly, to see your grades. There's two more ways. And I'm going to start by showing you another way that is not the best way, but it is best in a certain situation. Okay, so one way is to go to assessment and then go to grades. Now here's one reason I really like this, is because you can see everything, not just that one most recently posted grade. And so you can see at any time how you're doing in the course. And so you already have some grades that have been posted. You can see that, you know, your word simulators, and I hope you have perfect scores for all these. It looks like in my case, I did not do the Word 3 simulator. Now, I do want to, while we're here, show you one of the benefits of looking at grades this way. Remember, we went to assessment and then grades, right? Okay, here I might be unsure. Is this an error, or has this grade simply not been posted yet? So when I look at these other assignments, I can see for Excel 1, and you know that one's not due yet, it has 0 points. Well, it has 0 points because your instructor, that's me, has not yet posted those grades. And you can tell that because I try to let you know by, you know, just putting a simple note there, grades posted. So that way you'll know. So if this was a mistake, and I try very hard not to make mistakes, but sometimes I do, if this was a mistake, you could email me and you could say, hey, for Word 3 simulator, I know I got a 9 out of 10 and it says 0. Could you please look at that and, you know, and update it? And I'm glad to do that. I am glad to correct any errors that I make. Okay, as I continue on, ooh, look at this. I have not been doing my quizzes. That's very bad. Hopefully you have some wonderful quiz scores there. And I'm going to keep on scrolling down because this is the theme of this video today, which is these are your PAWS ebook cases, right? And I see right away my score. This is an 18 out of 20. And that's really good. If you divide 18 by 20, you will get 0.9, which is 90%. And so that's an A. So that's really good. And, you know, I just want to let you know, if you can see this here, I give you very, very detailed comments or feedback over here. And so you do need to scroll down. It's going to be very, very important that you scroll down. And you know, anyway, so this is just a demonstration, so don't think that I'm showing you a student's account or that I am secretly giving this to another student or something. This is just a demo account, that's all. So I say, well, there was a couple errors, including a skipped step. I didn't format the July 31st date correctly, dadgummit. I had trouble, it looks like I had trouble replacing Indigo 5. Oh, you know, shoot. And then I had some remaining grammar errors. So, you know, that's not too bad. I mean, we all make mistakes. So it tells me to please see the attached feedback image. Now, this is a shortcoming of viewing the feedback in this way. I can see a lot of information, but as I'm looking around, where is that? She said I should go look for a feedback image. And so I'm going to show you there's another way to look at the feedback, and that way you'll be able to get that. Then I do have this scorecard for this assignment, and it says it shows the task, and it shows the points per task, and if points were deducted, a comment is given. So, you know, for some of these I did very well, and here I see, and I'm sorry, this kind of pushes up against that. That's unfortunately just something that PAWS does, but it says for this step, change the title. Memo is formatted as Times New Roman, bold the words, and in paragraph 2, the date July 31st is formatted as bold, dark red, and a thick underline. And it looks like I didn't quite do all of that, because instead of getting the full 2 points, I only got 1.5, which is not bad, you know. And it just says the red text color was not applied to the July 31 date. So, okay, so I know that that's the reason why. As I continue to look down here, I see that spelling and grammar was 2 points. I got half of those points because I did apparently have some, you know, remaining errors. And it says all occurrences of this Indigo 5 have been replaced with, you know, that's what I was supposed to do. And it says the space after Indigo 5 was incorrectly deleted. So I had some difficulty with that. And I could go through, and it looks like my total points were 17.5, and PAWS rounds that to 18. So, you know, it's not a bad score. Like I say, not bad. Okay, so that is one way. And the benefit of using assessment and then grades is that I get to see all the grades that I have for the course, and that will help me understand where I am in the course. You know, look, I even got some bonus points there. Even though I only scored a 3.67 on the PAWS pretest, everybody who attempted it got those 5 bonus points. Okay, so I get to see all of that good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the third, and for what we're trying to do today, the best way, because we want to know how to get that detailed feedback, and very specifically on our case assignments. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go to assessment, and then I want to go to assignments. Last time we went to grades. This time I'm going to assignments. And right up here towards the top, and if you watched the last video that I made for you, you saw that, you know, it tells me right here how many times I've submitted, how many files I've submitted. And one thing I could do, if I did not give you an image, a feedback image, then there might have just been a very, you know, something small, a spelling error or, you know, formatting error or something. So I may not have given you a feedback file, but you may want to go back and look at what you submitted so that you know. And of course, you can always do that by, you know, coming back here. So this is for word case 1, right? As I go across, I see my score again. And then I notice that I have feedback from the instructor, and I have not read it yet, so I need to read it. So I'm going to click on Unread. Before I do want to point out that as of the time of this video, I have not yet graded your word case 2. That's next on my list, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video out to you. So soon there will be a score and feedback here. So I want to right now look at my feedback for word case 1. I'm going to click on where it says unread, and you see this is really the same feedback, right? And I'm going through and I can see all this kind of stuff, but this time when I get down to the bottom, I have a file attached here. And remember up earlier it said please see the attached feedback image. The only way I will see that is if I return to the assignment, click on my feedback, and then I can come down here and here's this image, and I can click on that, and you'll notice here's all the files I've submitted also, so I can review those if I need to. But this is what, you know, where I'm trying to kind of point to things. So I clicked on that. I'm in Chrome, and if you can see down here at the bottom of Chrome, there's my image. Okay, and what I don't always, it depends what I'm trying to show you, but what I typically try to do is I put the solution over here on the left, and I ask you to compare your work, which is on the right. So I might have a note even across the top to tell you that, but over here I'm trying to really point to you that look at this tournament is misspelled. And I can see from this little red squiggly that Word puts in there that I should have corrected that spelling, as they did in the solution. Excuse me, here it says the text color was not applied, so this text happens to be bolded, which is correct. It's underlined, which is correct, but it was not changed to red. So I should have done that, but okay, that's fine. And then as I look down further, here's this indigo. And I mean, oh goodness, I had trouble with that, right? It should have looked like this: indigo 5, no space, and then the word restaurant. But instead, I have indigo, space, and then 5, and then no space, and restaurant, for example. And so that's a little problem. And so I'm just kind of trying to show you in the document where I saw the errors. So very helpful feedback, I hope, for you. So I wanted to show you that it's not necessarily intuitive, and again, it all comes from, we're in our course in PAWS, and when you look at the alerts on this little bell, you are only going to get a number. It's really not sufficient feedback. You can go to assessment and then to grades, and that will give you all your grades in the class, which is very helpful for understanding kind of overall where you're doing. And then finally, I can go to assessment and assignments, and in that way I can get feedback. And notice it says that it's been read now. I can get feedback specifically on this assignment, including any files that your instructor has attached. Every once in a blue moon, I might attach a video in here, because it's kind of a quicker way of showing you some things. So anything like that that I attach will be under feedback. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about today, and thank you very much, and I'll be grading your second word case very soon. Thanks.